Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to the Raw review for April 3rd, 2017, the Fallout show from WrestleMania 33. The show started off with, they played a package of The Undertaker, because he's more than likely retired. They played a package of him, and then for 3 minutes, they just let the crowd chant, "Thank you, Taker." And then Roman Reigns comes out. Stands in the middle of the ring for about 15 minutes. It seemed like 15 minutes. With boos, "Fuck you, Roman," "You suck," all these different terrible chants. And he doesn't say a word. He eventually says, "This is my yard now," and then leaves. The club took on Matt and Jeff Hardy for the Raw Tag Team titles in a rematch. Matt hit the side effect on Anderson for a 2 count. And then they double teamed Matt in the corner. They hit a big boot on Matt. Jeff came in, hit an inverted atomic drop on Gallows. He threw Gallows into the barricade and hit Poetry in Motion off the steps. Anderson knocks Matt off the apron. Boot of Doom to Jeff gets a 2 count. Twist of Fate from Jeff to Gallows. And then Matt hits a Twist of Fate. And Jeff hits a Swanton for the win. The Hardys have retained their Raw Tag Team Championships. They've won titles in all 3 American promotions, major promotions, in a month. TNA, Ring of Honor, and WWE. Literally in just a month. So that's pretty cool. Neville took on Mustafa Ali. Ali dives off the ropes. The crowd gave no fucks about this match because it was beach ball mania. There was a beach ball. And, yeah. Neckbreaker to Neville, 2 count. Really nasty clothesline to Ali, a 2 count. Springboard Spanish Fly. That's just what Corey Graves called it. He jumped, Ali jumped from one rope to the other rope and then caught Neville and slammed him from the top rope. It looked really freaking cool, but they didn't get a pin. Satellite DDT to Neville right after that, which Neville got a rope break. Neville refuses to do the red arrow and then locks in the Rings of Saturn, and Mustafa Ali taps. Mr. McMahon came out and he says thank you. Thank you for letting WrestleMania be the ultimate thrill ride. He says next week there will be a superstar shakeup. And wrestlers could be going to different places. He says he was heartbroken when Stephanie went through the table and that she'll be out of action for quite a while. The crowd cheers. He says it's time to name a new Raw general manager. Teddy Long comes out. Vince tells him to cut his music and says, "It's not you." Teddy says, "My bad," walks to the back, and brings out Raw's new general manager, Kurt Angle. And then Kurt gets in the ring and says, "I'm your new Raw general manager. It's true. It's damn true." And then he leaves. The New Day came out and said, "We didn't have a match at WrestleMania, so we're having an open challenge to prove that we're the best." The Revival come out and answer that challenge, and that sets up the match between Big E and Xavier versus the Revival. Hurricane Rana to Dash Wilder. Xavier gets thrown into a knee. Missile dropkick to Dash. Multiple belly to bellies to Dawson. Xavier drops Dawson with a right hand, but then they hit the Shatter Machine on Xavier. It makes sense to hit it on Xavier for the win. They drag Kofi into the ring and stomp on his ankle from the top rope. So that was a thing. Bailey, Sasha, and Dana Brooke versus Nia, Charlotte, and a returning Emma. Wasn't Paige. I want Paige to return. Probably not going to happen, but I want her to return. But we got Emma, and I'll take it. I like Emma. Emma hits a drop kick on Dana. They beat Bailey in the corner. Charlotte pulls Sasha off the apron. Sasha hits a double knee to Charlotte from the top rope. Charlotte goes for a natural selection, but Sasha reverses it into the bank statement, and Charlotte taps. Charlotte then starts pushing Nia and Emma. Emma gets out of the ring, and Nia attacks Charlotte, hitting her with an elbow. So that's probably what's going to happen. It's Charlotte versus Nia for a while, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman came out. Lesnar apparently told Paul Heyman to tell them a bedtime story about Goldberg. I didn't pay attention for any of that, except for the last part where he says, "You will not see Bill Goldberg around here anymore." He says Brock needs a new challenger. He names off the roster. He says, imagine Seth Rollins, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, both Hardys. And then he says, it's time for the 2 in 23 in 2 to take on the 1 who broke the streak first and go 1-on-1. And then he says, I'm talking about you, Roman Reigns. Says, we don't have to wait either. It can happen right here, right now. Braun Strowman comes out and says that after he's done with Roman, he hopes he has Brock's attention, because at the moment Brock certainly has his. And Lesnar lays the title down, and Braun leaves and says it'll happen on my terms. Enzo and Cass versus Cesaro and Sheamus in a number 1 contenders match. Cass throws Enzo into them from the ring to the outside. Cesaro stomps on Enzo, gets a 2 count. Locks a sharpshooter in on Enzo, but Cass hits him with a big boot to break it up. Empire elbow to Cesaro. They're going for it's either the rocket launcher or Air Enzo. They call it the Boom Shakalaka. I refuse to call it the Boom Shakalaka. But they go for that. Cass gets brogue kicked, and Sheamus throws Enzo into an uppercut for the win. Cesaro and Sheamus will take on the Hardys at Payback. Jinder Mahal versus Sami Zayn. They were arguing in Kurt Angle's office about who gets to talk to Kurt Angle. So Kurt Angle said, you're going to fight in the ring. Okay. Jinder attacks Sami during his entrance, beats him on the outside, throws Sami into the steel steps, and knees Sami in the face. Sami then goes on to hit an exploder suplex and a Luva kick for the win. Okay. The main event was supposed to be Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens versus Seth and Chris Jericho. But Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe attacked Chris Jericho backstage, and he was in no fighting condition. Angle told Seth that the match will go on and he will find you a partner. That partner just happened to be the Demon King, Finn Balor. So we kind of knew this was going to happen as soon as they attacked Chris Jericho. It was obvious that was going to happen, especially when he said, we'll find you a partner. Obviously, it's going to be Finn. Obviously. They beat Seth in the corner. Finn drop kicks Owens and hits another one into the barricade. Suicide dive from Seth to Owens, and then a front flip over the top rope to Joe and Kevin Owens. DDT to Seth. The kneecapper to Seth from Samoa Joe. Owens slams Finn, gets a 2 count. Finn hits a sling blade, and then he goes for another one, but gets locked in the Coquina clutch. Seth then jumps from the top rope, kneeing Joe in the face. Kevin Owens super kicks Seth, and Finn hits another sling blade and the coup de grace on Kevin Owens for the win. Raw was not bad. I didn't expect it to be bad because it's Raw after Mania. Tomorrow is the SmackDown after Mania, and there's rumors for big call-ups. I don't want to say him because I don't want to sound like an idiot if it doesn't happen. But let's just say he's Japanese, and really, really over, he could possibly be going to SmackDown as early as tomorrow. So, I don't just get hype. I stay hype if that happens, you know? Plus, Mojo Rawley, the Andre John Memorial Battle Royal winner, he's going to be there. And that new WWE champion, Randy Orton, not Bray Wyatt, the guy who already won it 15,000 other times. But anyway, the only thing I didn't like about Raw was that they would start a match, and then literally as soon as the match starts, they go to commercial, and you miss half the match, and then the only part of the match you get to see is the ending. I didn't like that. But, anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Camp Count Dakota, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles.